Thursday, 12 p.m. Eastern Time, coming live all the way from the United States, close to DC. I am Mila and today we are talking about Rethink Culture Chat. It's Rethink Culture Chat, and we'll be talking about success and different aspects of what success is. So this is actually a pre-discussion to the discussion that I normally host every Wednesday, 7 p.m. Eastern Time, where I put a topic up and then, I release questions. But I started doing this 12 p.m. live, like more like a discussion, and then kind of like transition into it. And during the 12 p.m. Eastern Time, I normally bring guests. And today's guest, I have got a brilliant, fantastic woman, and she is a superwoman, and I feel like women who are changing the world I look at them as superwomen. So I am bringing on Vivian Aqua.
Hi, I'm just tweeting. Yes, I've tweeted.
Thank you for being here. How are you?
I am doing well. At home, live from Amsterdam, the Netherlands, and I'm doing well. Yes,
that's awesome. And especially like during it's week 6 in the United States lockdown.
Week 7. Week 7 lockdown. Yes. Yeah.
It's the culture has shifted, like lockdown culture right now.
I know, but I try to look at the positive side, what this lockdown has brought us. And I think we can only win if we, highlight the positive things instead of the negative things, because there is enough negativity on television and on other platforms already.
Absolutely. And I like your mindset being positive and just like focusing on solutions, right? Even if it's not the entire solution, it's like one step closer to solution. And a little bit to like tell my audience how I met you. So I met you via LinkedIn, right? And I think I came across your post, and then we liked each other's post.
No, I came across your post. I saw you.
Oh, there you go. And then we added each other, and then I liked the work that you were doing, and then I came on your show, and then I was like, you know what? I had a really in-depth conversation with you, and I absolutely love your mind and your heart set. So I was like, what, Vivian, you need to come on my show. So, and I love pronouncing your surname, Vivian Aqua. It just sounds like a rock star name.
It's water. I'm just as simple as water, but I come with, fiery water, as some people say. So yes,
that's true. And you are a workplace wellness advocate, and I love that about you. You tap into different facets of workplace, right? And wellness especially, right?
Yes.
This is something that people often assume that you are a robot the minute you show up at work. Your humanness kind of like goes away. So let's talk a little bit about the kind of work that you do, and then we transition into the topic for today.
So when I am being asked by a company, it's more or less that they want to do something regarding the culture, or they have done a survey where they found out that I think at least 15% of 20% of their team is leaving or thinking about leaving. And that's when I come into place and add in, things that the company can do or the team can do to put workplace wellness in a perspective. And workplace wellness, it's not about me bringing something in where everybody can do yoga. No, like Mila is sharing, but also myself, I have different needs and different aspects when it comes to my own resiliency and my own well-being. So I bring on a menu and I ask them, what is it that they want to work on? What is it that they want to become more resilient in? And that's where, my expertise comes in. So I'm looking for well-being from the holistic perspective. So it can be the physical well-being, mental well-being, which is now very challenged at the moment. But also the financial well-being. I mean, how are people taking care of themselves while they are losing their jobs, right, at the moment? And also maybe career well-being and environmental well-being. So there are different pillars, different aspects, and it's all about creating a humanized and working environment where employers and employees can meet each other and connect with each other and better their relationship.
I love that you mentioned environmental financial needs,
Mm-hmm.
right? And a
Yeah.
lot of the times, especially in this pandemic, a lot of people have been displaced. I'm
Mm-hmm.
not talking about misplacement. A lot of people have been displaced in such a sense where most people either lost their jobs or took a
Mm-hmm.
big pay cut, or people are added more responsibilities on top of the existing responsibility of
Yeah.
getting
Yeah.
your job
Yeah.
done.
I mean, the World Economic Forum even shared something about this, what you're now sharing. So we all know that COVID-19 or Corona is the pandemic that is
Mhm.
going all over the world, right? But there's another pandemic that we are unaware of, or we don't utilize, or we don't pay enough attention to it. So that's why I'm trying to do that within my show, Let's
Mhm.
Humanize the Workplace, where
Mhm.
mental well-being is challenged at this moment.
Mhm.
So the World Economic Forum shared that the second pandemic that is happening at least by the end of the year, or now, starting from now, is burnout. People will burn out quicker, and more people will burn out because they don't know how to deal with working from home, but also not being able to shut off, or people are maybe dealing with loneliness, or maybe people who are dealing with the workload that you're sharing right now, previously before, Mila,
Mhm.
about getting more workload than they used to.
Yeah, no, that is so true.
Mm-hmm.
It's with so much of bombardment. You know, you touched on the mental wellness aspect of it,
Mm-hmm.
right? Um, when someone is so bombarded with a lot of things, it's stress. It's just like
Yeah.
your body. It's
Yeah.
just like when you go to the gym and you lift weights, when your muscles
Mm-hmm.
get fatigued and stressed, you can't lift anymore. It's
Mm-hmm.
just like that, your mental capability, right? Your brain, when it's so stressed that you
Yeah.
can't think anymore. And that's something people, I feel like people still choose not to pay attention to it.
Mm-hmm.
And
I think people want to, sometimes there is this saying, and I don't know where I heard it, but sometimes things come and somebody whispers something in your ear and you're not listening. They
Mhm.
tap you on your shoulder and you're not listening. And to grab your attention, you get something in your face. Somebody hits you in the face. That will make you listen, right? And I feel like when it comes to stress and burnout, we wait upon the last phase. We wait upon the phase where it's already happening and we can't prevent it anymore. And I
Mhm.
want to bring it back to, tapping on the shoulder, or maybe the whispering. There are so many signs that you can see up front, where you know that you can do something about it, or you can help your employees regarding this. And maybe there's something there with your employer or with the organization you work for, that they have tools in place, but you're not aware of that. So
Mhm.
please ask around.
Yeah. No, that's so important to ask and not be
Mm-hmm.
afraid or shy
Yeah.
or say that, oh, I don't want to bother them. You know, ask for help. Put yourself first before you can put
Yeah.
anyone else before. That's such an important thing.
True.
So I'm going to transition into the topic that we choose for today is success, right?
Mm-hmm.
And with whatever is going on, and not just now, this has been a topic which has been misconstrued for years and years and years.
Mm-hmm.
Like when you think about success, everyone has got a very romanticized perception of what
Mm-hmm.
success should be in a very
They, they have the Disney version of it.
Tell me more. I want to. Okay, tell me the Disney version.
The Disney version is, you become a princess, or maybe marry a prince, and you end up getting rich, and that's it. But we all know that you have to work hard for it, and also know that you don't have to rely on somebody else. There's so much power within for you to achieve your own personal success. But I'll let you continue with the definition of success, because I think that's so important to start with the definition and then discuss what success means for us both, right?
Right. No, you bring up a really good point about personal success, right? But I
Mm-hmm.
want to touch on this really important narrative that has been recirculated regurgitator, and redistributor
Mm-hmm.
throughout different communities, throughout different nations, different cultures, whatever it is, right? Success is looked at from a very singular lens as to success. You're only successful if you make X number of money, right? If you're a
Mm-hmm.
millionaire, you're successful. If you have a C-suite level title, you're successful. In terms of like the social media seduction world, if you have X number of followers, you're successful. If you have a blue tick mark, you're successful, right? If you have so many likes, you're successful. If you drive an expensive car, you're successful. And then if you do certain things like the status quo that fits into the status quo, then you are successful,
Mm-hmm.
right? But we are failing to understand that every human, every one of us, we are created uniquely.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, each of us have got a heart. Yes, we all have a heartbeat, but our heartbeats beats differently. It beats according to the level of oxygen that we consume, right? It beats accordingly to the energy, the caliber of energy that we each vibrate at. So I feel like success is so misconstrued into a way that it's capitalistic. Even in education, right? It is it's exploited in such a way that we look at successful students as getting all A's, right? In the standardized exam. That's not success because you are failing to understand those students who are not able to learn or assimilate something from a very standardized method. Not everyone can learn or digest materials by listening or sitting in a classroom, right?
Amen to that.
And the same goes for workplace. What is successful?
Yeah.
So you're kind of like gauged by a barometer as to how much sales can you make, how much work can you produce, your productivity. It's all measured. We live in a metric society, from social media to work to school, even at home, even your zip code, right? Even your zip code is segregated to a point to identify, oh, you live in this neighborhood, you're successful because it's a well-to-do neighborhood. So that's how I define success. I want to hear, how do you define success?
I used to look at success as a money thing or as a number thing. So me aiming for the A's or the B's was the thing that I wanted to do. But now, after my son is born, and my son is a very important factor for me making a shift from being a financial IT consultant to being a workplace wellness advocate. I see success in those little things that my son is sharing and the little things that he is doing. And I see success each time a client sees that he can do better, each time a client that sees that she can do better. And that's how I celebrate my success. I am an introvert. So today is actually my introvert day, because when I'm doing my lives, I have to prepare myself for that and do that. But this is a different thing. I'm a guest speaker, so I can be a little bit chill and put on my introvertness on. But for me, success definitely as this moment is me being able to be resilient, to be strong, and also being able to cry. And success during this time is for me maintaining my strong relationship with my family, but also with my partner, with my child, because I realize that a lot of people don't have that, and they don't have that loving background or loving family. So I think that is also a way of showing success. And it would be nice to add more money to that, but money isn't the way to make the world go round.
You bring a very great point. I love that you mentioned that you're celebrating your success with how you have progressed, right? You say that it's an introvert day. Every day is an introvert day for me. Seriously. So because I learned that I need to care for myself. Like I need to protect my spirit. I need to protect my mind. I need to protect the energy at the level I vibrate.
Especially now. Yeah.
So when I founded my company, it's like a 4-day work week. And then I was like, work whatever hours that you want, 25 hours, but not 40 hours, And I have consciously made sure that I only work 4 hours a day. And that's part of me protecting myself. That's defining and redefining what success is, right? What to your point, what is success like? Spending time in introvert days and being able to show vulnerability, right?
Mhm.
Like embracing that. Yes, I'm not 100% today, but
I am
it's
100%. I am 100% introvert.
yes, yes. You see, you just challenge that paradigm too. So it's it's about yeah. I'm going to refocus. I'm going to like repivot
Mhm.
today in how to
Yeah.
do it. That's the mindset that we should start having, right? It's interesting. It's interesting how like people like define that success is you have to go 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 without stopping, or if you stop.
I mean, it also doesn't help that we only look at role models, the A celebrity. So I found it very funny. Somebody shared a video regarding everybody thanking the celebrities because apparently the celebrities are going to a tough time in their big mansion. And I know that, they're still deep down, they are still people and they have their own challenges. But I am not sympathetic for them when they have like 5 people working for them and helping them out with their children. I know Kim Kardashian is also is also having a challenging time having all her kids at home, and she wants some privacy. But I know that she's having help here and there, so I feel like we need to, now is the time that us normal people, we need to connect with each other and support each other and be there for one another. So I can definitely see the success from this lockdown, us showing our humanity towards each other.
I I love that you just highlighted the point about celebrities, right?
Mm,
Celebrities are going through a hard time in their million-dollar mansions.
mm,
Yes, I have passion for them, whatever struggles that they're going through, but
mm-hmm.
are they really struggling there,
Yeah.
right? You can't really compare their struggles with majority of the people where
No.
they have lost their jobs, where they are struggling to pay rent or struggling to pay their mortgage,
Mm-hmm.
or struggling to homeschool their children, and and celebrities are having a hard time being around with their children when they have got millions of dollars. They have got a roof over their head. They don't need to worry about
Yeah.
they don't need to worry about the rent, right? They don't
Mm-hmm.
need to worry about where the next paycheck is going to come from to put food on the table.
Yeah.
Those are all privileges that they have that
Mm-hmm.
majority of society has lost or have lost right now. And it even with success, right? Success, like fiscally, it
Mm-hmm.
shows privilege. Like
Yeah.
if you feel like you already have this much of money in your bank and you can sustain yourself for the next 50 years,
Mm-hmm.
that's successful in such a way where it is sustainable.
Yeah.
Let's look at sustainability from a point of what the laggard ways of success is.
Mm-hmm.
Like how can we truly propagate sustainability without redefining what success is? I want to hear your thoughts.
That question has already so many layers because you're adding success with sustainability. And when I look at the way we purchase things now, if you look at who's winning, the companies that are winning during this period, and I'm only talking about here in the Netherlands. I don't know how it is in the States, but the companies like Amazon, the companies like um, Walmart are winning because everybody's ordering online, everybody's buying things, everybody's eating comfort food. And I would say, and everybody's also shopping. And I would say, when it comes to sustainability and success, do we need all those extra things? Do we
Mhm.
need? It's also a time for us to think about maybe reusing things, uh, maybe sharing things, giving things back to other people. So during this time, I shared a lot of toys for my son, and within the following weeks, I'm going to make a shift through my closet. I know it's scary, but I need to do something for those who don't have it all or don't or need some things and they don't have the funds for it right now.
Mhm.
So that for me is a huge success for me to help another person who's going through a challenging time at the moment.
I love that you just mentioned like some companies are winning, like
Mm,
winning.
yeah,
And we also added a different layer of is it really necessary? Right? I mean, it's great that there are services where it enables people to get groceries, but at the same
true.
time, you can walk to the grocery, right? But companies like Amazon or
Well, not always in the States. I mean, maybe you live in the inner city, but when you live outside of the city, I know when I went to the States, when I used to go to the States, it will take a while for me to come back, but everything was done by car. And I was just like so amazed. Why do we always need the car to
right.
go somewhere? So, yeah, I'm sidetracking now. Sorry.
No, that's it. But it's good. Like as we have progressed, right? Progression
Hmm.
is always related with succession, right?
Yeah.
Succession, progression, succession, and sustainability.
Hmm.
But you brought a really great point about those companies who are winning.
Yeah.
But I want to also dig deep into those companies who are winning. Are they
Mm.
are
Mm.
they
Mm.
keeping in mind of
There are
human?
people.
Yeah, yeah. I want to
I
hear your
knew
point.
I knew what you were going to do. I saw that question up and I was just like, she's going to talk about something. And I definitely want to share something about that because I see, I'm hoping, no, I'm expecting those companies who are winning to give some, not all of the profits, but some of the profits back to those who are in the front line, those who are working in the front line. So I'm talking about those people who are stocking up, the grocery stores, those people who are in the front line. Give it back to the people because they are putting their lives at risk
Mhm.
to support your mission, to support your company, to support whatever is needed, and also know that I'm not sure how it is in the States, but I assume the same, that when it comes to nurseries or when it comes to the hospital care and when it comes to the teachers are going all out here now in the Netherlands because they haven't done, we are not allowed to homeschool our kids like in the States, but they are doing their utmost best. So my promise to the teacher of my son Orlando is she's gonna get a gift bag. I don't know
Mhm.
how because we are not allowed to go on the premises. So I think I'm going to bring my son a big bag, and that he can share it with his teacher
Mhm.
because I feel like they need our respect. They need
Yeah,
our respect, and especially also the nurses, the people who are working day and night now to save our countries, to save the world at the moment. So yes.
yeah. No, absolutely. So you brought a really great point. Like,
Hmm.
so your son goes to school now,
Not
or
yet. Within 2 weeks.
within 2 weeks. So it's and how it's interesting. Like
Yeah.
the system over there, it's different, right?
Hmm.
But yeah, like how my whole point is
Hmm. Hmm.
like, are we really distributing equity in a form of where we do care for people, right?
I have to bring. No, I have a special card for this.
I know when you showed that to me the last time when I was on your show, I was like, oh my god, you need to have your own game show or TED move
Awesome,
away,
awesome.
move away, Conan show.
No, no, no,
No, no,
no. But we. I feel in a way that our government
no.
need to do something about that, and if they don't, then I feel also a way about us, the society, demanding. I mean, I've seen the power of social media and the way that we are advocating for things to change. When people speak up and they speak up for the good things, eventually the companies will listen. They have to do
Right.
something about their corporate, their social responsibility report, because it's now is the time to support those in need and those who are helping, the whole world. I mean, we can applaud for them. We can use their images to share that we have to stay home or they're working. But at the end of the day, I want them feeling respected on a longer term instead of just short term showing appreciation for them.
Mm-hmm. No, you bring a really great point, like appreciation,
Mm-hmm.
right? And that is something which is lacking.
Mm.
And appreciation is it's directly correlated to success, defining success
Mm-hmm.
again.
Yeah.
So I want to explore appreciation in
Mm-hmm.
different forms, like in education system, in the workplace system, even in our society, on social media,
Mm.
how appreciation is like directly correlated with success. So, and let's start with workplace. So usually, like I've worked in different parts of the world, in different parts of
Mm-hmm.
the country, even in different parts of the US. And appreciation, office appreciation comes in the form of lunch. Or you get
Mm-hmm.
free lunch because you did well. It's
Yeah.
like I look at that as you giving your dog, your pet dog, a biscuit or a treat when he or she, your dog,
Yeah.
behaves. So are
Yeah.
we really treating our humans in such a way that we are have learned to treat our humans like commodities or like our pets put in a
It,
cage?
it it depends. When you say like that, then I understand. But if your company is providing healthy lunches where they are raising awareness regarding you maybe losing weight, or you how do you say it? Nudging you towards a
Mm-hmm.
healthier, better lifestyle, then I would say it's a way of appreciation. So it's also towards a sign or a signal towards the company. Know how to sell your healthy lunches or know how to sell the lunches, because if you just share, yes, we provide lunches, then that's not appreciation towards me.
Yeah. You bring out a really good point.
Yeah.
Like it depends, right? Healthy lunches to really care for the pet,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
That's always the positives and the
Yeah.
great way of doing things, and then the not so great way of doing
Mm-hmm.
things. And I want to like talk about deeper into this. You highlighted a great point. Providing lunches in the
Mm-hmm.
form of sit at your table and do the work 8 hours straight.
No.
That's not
No.
appreciation. But I'm providing you healthy lunch. Take 1 hour to go eat your lunch because we care for you.
Yes.
That's what hardship is all about,
Yeah.
right? Like
True.
caring as leaders,
Mm-hmm.
and that's what it is. Now, appreciation in schools it's also different, right? Like I know educators appreciate students if they get all A's, or
Mm-hmm.
appreciate students if they listen to them.
Mm-hmm.
Appreciation is shown when you are a good student, but what
Mm-hmm.
is good defined as, right? And and then if you appreciate it, then you're labeled as okay, you're successful.
Yeah.
And my question is, how do we really challenge that paradigm?
I will show an example, or I will discuss an example what the school of my son is doing, which I love them for. So my son started, I think, kindergarten, going to school when he was 4, and I was talking to my partner, his father,
Mm.
and all of a sudden he told us that's fixed mindset, and I'm just like I'm bombarded. Where does this child know? At 4 years old, know about fixed mindset. So I asked him, where did you get that from? And I was looking at my partner, and it's not me. And I know it wasn't me. I didn't know that you could tell, you could educate your child at this young age about fixed mindset and growth mindset. And apparently at school,
Mm-hmm.
they have a board about fixed mindset and growth mindset. Being able to learn from your mistakes, or at least being able to learn, is a growth mindset. And I feel like that's where we need to be. We all need to be, and the school system also need to be in that place where we help each other, we educate each other regarding the growth mindset, and maybe changing the way we look at success. Especially from the grading perspective, I don't feel like that, because you're excluding a few people who maybe think differently. And you mentioned something about people learn in different ways, or something regarding that, right? We all have a different way of taking in information. I'm not very fond of reading, but what I do is I accommodate my reading with listening to an audiobook so that I can also speed up my reading as well.
Yes.
And I'm a video consumer. I love, looking at videos on high speed because that's how I listen to my audiobooks as well.
I love that, and I have to like prop this app, so I want to share my screen. Fixed mindset
Yeah,
versus growth
growth
mindset.
mindset. Yeah.
So I found this. So if you're able to see this, let me
Yeah.
know. Let's zoom in. Let me know if you can zoom in.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so the letters are a bit blurry, but I think that people can see it.
Okay. How about now?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Excuse me. And this is true, right? Fixed mindset, growth mindset, how that is just not correlated with, success as in I have money, I have a house, I have this. But growth mindset, I feel like when you have growth mindset, that is progression and succession, right? You are embracing challenges. But that's the whole thing. We are stuck in this kind of a phase where success is, go get an education, go get married, go buy a house, go buy a car.
Yeah. We need to redefine it. We need to redefine definitely what success means. And also success is not in materializing, the money that you earn. Success is where your passion, your why, what makes you happy.
Right. I love that. And this is a great highlight right here.
Yeah.
Believes talent can be developed.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I'm tired of this narrative where people say, oh, you don't have the skills, you don't have the
Can you preach? Can you preach?
Like, no, shut up, like, up, Brody, about that. No, that's that's what I want to tell. It's like when you can't compare talent, right? You can't compare someone with 25 years of experience and then someone who just started. I feel like talent is developed and progress. It's the progression aligned with the spirit, aligned with the passion, aligned with the creativity. So a person with 25 years of experience, I'm not just regarding them, 25 years of experience, I'm going to challenge them with your 25 years of experience. Have you challenged yourself every year with the progression? Every company that you have been in, every year that you've done the same thing, did you challenge? Did you create something new? Did you speak for the people who are not represented? Like, I want to challenge you with that kind of question. 25 years of experience, what did you do something different every year?
You had to have been a mentor. If you haven't been a mentor, then take the time to do that now, because if you have that much experience, and even when you have 2 years, as an experience, you need to be a mentor. That's all. You need to be a mentor and give back.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. And I also want to highlight a good point. Effort leads to success, right? The effort that you put in leads to success. And you can't say that I'm not successful as Vivian, or I'm not successful as Obama or whomever, right? You can't compare success, because everyone's success is progression and different. So I wanted to highlight that.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, and we're back to 2 screens.
I'm missing a button, a button where you can automate, but I hope that they are working on that. But yes.
But that brings we explore about a fixed mindset and growth mindset, and I love that. I love that you use that example. Your son came in and say that's a fixed mindset.
Yeah. And up to this day, they each year they are still progressing. They are teaching the kids more and more about why it is important to look at the growth mindset. And I'm just like, I told this teacher, you need to come and teach the business people. They need that, not him. They need that now. They need to open their boxes. People can't comprehend that I left a good practice, a good job, good income, a car to do what I do now. But then again, I had to change. I had to shift from toxic work culture towards what I'm doing now, is creating a positive and a healthy work culture.
Mm. No, that's such a great point. And positive, healthy work culture is so important,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because you are spending time 8 hours in
Mm. Yeah.
environment doing something that is not triggering of your passion, triggering
Yeah.
of your creativity. It becomes really monotonous.
Mm-hmm.
And when I say dehumanizing, when you when you engage in something, or you're not even engaged when you're experiencing burnout, it kind of like corrodes every part of you. When I say
Mm-hmm.
corrodes, it corrodes your creativity, it corrodes your confidence.
I also wanted to add in that when you're not working in something that you're passionate about, each day you are beating yourself up each day. And that is building up and it's building up and it's building up and it's building up. And eventually you get so stressed that maybe your body is dysfunctioning or something is happening within your body, or you might end up in a burnout.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, that's so true. And burnout is detrimental.
Yeah.
It is so detrimental. It actually impacts and affects your brain cell.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And we are talking about it like it is normal and then you can recover. Of course, you can recover. But I have talked to people who have been in a burnout and they are never the same. They always changing, but they are never the same. And most of the time, they leave the place where they used to work, or they leave the team where they used to work.
Mm. Yeah, no, that is so true. And there's actually science and research
Mm-hmm.
that burnout affects your brain cells, right?
Mm-hmm.
It really does. And burnout is directly correlated with stress
Yeah.
levels. It's to a point your brain cells actually get disconnected,
Mm-hmm.
resulting in you not being able to think clearly
Yeah.
or speak clearly. But to your point, you can recover, but it's not a matter of I'm going to recover next day. I'll take 1
Mm-hmm.
week off, 1 month off. Sometimes your brain cells, under proper rest, under proper nutrition, proper sleep,
Mm-hmm.
it recovers after 2 years. So
Yeah.
when a person undergoes so much of stress at the
Mm-hmm.
workplace or any place that you're stressed in, right? You're not producing, you're not performing according to some stupid expectation.
Mm-hmm.
When you're so stressed, how do you expect to gain success from a
Yeah.
different
Definitely. Definitely.
yeah. So I want to touch on this personal success versus societal success. We have
Mm-hmm.
spoken about, what does success mean to you and me, and then as a society, how society defines, oh, you're not successful, oh, you live in this neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
How can we encourage people to embrace and kind of like open up the window of really building what success looks like for them and
Mm-hmm. We
promoting.
need to do something regarding the success biases and regarding where you come from, right? Because my upbringing, um, my upbringing is different than your upbringing, but that doesn't mean that I can't evolve from my upbringing, right? You see, and I have to refer to maybe JC. I know maybe it's a wrong example, but there are people who have, maybe a poor upbringing where they can make things happen. There are so many good examples, and it's also important to find your tribe. When it comes to society, I mean, being an entrepreneur, everybody has their opinions, everybody thinks differently about me. And to be honest, I don't care, because what I do care is those who believe in my mission, those who want to see me succeed, and of course, the opinion of my family. That's what I care about. Not saying that I don't care about you, but I don't give time to people who invest their time in being negative or haters.
That's the way to go. I think
Mm-hmm.
you should really focus on yourself and really quietening the noise
Mm-hmm.
outside, right?
Yeah.
Too
Yeah.
much noise,
Yeah.
way too much of noise, even in the form of, oh, when you write a
Mm-hmm.
post or when you write a blog or when you put out a video,
Mm-hmm.
troll who will come and write that's stupid,
Mm-hmm.
not anything, or they'll pick
Yeah.
on how you look like or how you sound like, or, all this nonsense. I think it's
Mm-hmm.
really important to quiet that noise and
Yeah.
blur those outside things to really
True.
redefine what success is. I love that. So I want to move to how we can rethink the culture of what success is. Because when we talk about the culture of success, it's just not in the United States. It's just not in Netherlands.
Mm-hmm.
It's in different parts of the world. It
Yeah.
can be in first world country, second world country, third world country, regardless, right? We need to really redefine, relook at what success is. What
Mm-hmm.
if we looked at it from a perspective of compassion, growth,
Mm. Yeah.
empathy, kindness, love, creativity? I want to hear your thoughts. What?
I would love it. I would love it. I mean, those are my personal pillars, which I hold myself dear to, but also hold others dear to when we connect or when we interact with each other.
Mhm.
And that's when that's for me, that's the best ingredient. It's like having a cheesecake without all the baddies. Just seeing that you have a cheesecake and the best cheesecake there, and it's like the best of the best. That's the only way. That's the language that we should communicate with each other, instead of looking at success as a number.
Mhm. Right, like putting everything as a physical
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
or a number. I love it.
Mm-hmm.
So last year, I was traveling around the world and I was researching, and I asked different people what does success mean to them.
Mm-hmm.
And it's interesting. So I interviewed a 9-year-old boy,
Mm.
and he shared this with me. He said, "Oh, success is when I help my friends. So let's say if my friend fell down, and I
Mm-hmm.
went to my friend and helped her up
Yeah.
and took her to the nurse in the school and put a band-aid on." And I was like, a 9-year-old
Mm-hmm.
is teaching us what success is,
Yeah.
right? And then I interviewed another boy as well, and he blew my mind too. His response was, success is when you really care for your older people, when you care
Mm-hmm.
for the disabled, when you
Yeah.
care for people.
I mean,
When
sometimes it feels like, people, and that's why for me it was important to bring back the human factor, because I feel like everybody's thinking about me, myself, and I,
Mhm.
especially in the workplaces where I've been, where people only focus on themselves, but without a team, you cannot do anything, right? There is no organization without a team. And I feel like it's needed for us to bring back the humanity back, because beyond our work, we can be human, we can be civil. Why can it not be that why is it that we don't bring that civilness, that kindness, love, and empathy back to the workplace? Why is that so hard? Why is it that we have to be cold instead of warm?
Mhm. You make a great point. I wish I
Mm-hmm.
had like horns every time you make a great point. That's so true.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what about empathy? What about being vulnerable?
Yeah.
Everyone does
Yeah.
fake images. Oh, I am this, I am that. It's
Mm-hmm.
like, stop having a tight upper lip. Like,
Mm.
stop being so tight about things.
Yeah.
It's be you.
Yeah.
That this brings me to touch on the next point. Success is also about relationships, right?
Mm. Yes.
And there's way too many conflicts. There's way too many disagreements going on. My whole point is success is also when we humanize
Yeah.
conflicts.
Yeah.
How Where can we start, like, humanizing conflicts?
It's addressing, when I look at it from the workplace perspective, it's addressing, having a conversation instead of gossiping about something that went wrong. You should know that when you gossip with somebody about somebody, don't be scared, or don't react differently when that same person you're gossiping with is gossiping about you. And I don't want to engage myself in gossiping. There's another time to do that. And besides, I'd rather look at a video about gossiping than than do it myself. That's another way. And also, um, seeing people for their real value. So I'm going to touch on a subject where I feel like gender equality and the pay raise, the pay of women,
Mhm.
and different backgrounds. It's very important to bring back equality in. We
Right.
have to be transparent about our salary and have to value people for their worth,
Mhm.
because we live in a day age where people know how to Google and they know how to go to Indeed or Monsterboard or other platforms where they can, look up their worth at
Mhm.
other companies. And not now is not the time to hide. Now is the time to show that your people matter, they have value. And that's where I feel like we need to have conversations. I think that when looking to what I do with the live show, but also what you do with the live show, it's important to raise awareness and to have these conversations, honest conversations with your people. That's how I feel like you can humanize
Mhm.
conflicts.
That's beautifully put.
Hmm.
That's really beautifully put. Applause. I wish I had an
Thank
applause
you.
button. Yeah, and you highlighted such an important point about
Hmm.
gossips, right? Gossiping. People normally gossip when they do not get their way. People normally gossip
Hmm.
when they are at fault, but they are convinced that they are
Hmm.
not at fault or they have
Hmm.
been done wrong by the other.
Yeah.
And ego usually comes into place. But if we all could put our egos in check, like their checks and balances, right? That leads to higher success rate of building relationships.
Hmm.
And that takes us back to redefining
Yeah.
success with compassion, empathy, kindness, love, creativity, and growth mindset. And Vivian, I love whatever that you're doing. I absolutely love whatever you're doing with the
Thank
space
you.
of
It's likewise. I think we see each other. We
yeah.
are, we are mutual advocates, advocating for humanizing the workplace, but also advocating for more heart in the
Mhm.
workplace. And that's us recognizing each other and supporting each other where it is needed. So that's the only thing that I can do.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Thank you for spreading love and making an impact in
Hmm.
organizations, because people often think that in order to change the world you have to do it colossally, but in
No.
order to change the world, it again, one step at a time leads to
Hmm.
success. If you went to the ground floor to the first step, that's success, right? It's
Be the change you want to see in the world. I mean, I can do a lot of things. I can reach a lot of people, but if I don't start from within, and
yes.
that's why it's so important to highlight. Again, I'm talking about my son all the time, but know that he is my personal life coach. He doesn't know it yet, and he's not needed to know it yet now. But I learned so much from him while he's learning a lot of things from us and also
Mhm.
from his teachers. But when you listen and watch a child carefully, you get so many answers, you get so many things in return, and I try to implement that back. It's so simple.
Yeah,
It's so simple.
it is. It is
Hmm.
so simple, and yet it's difficult
Yeah,
because
we are deprogrammed to
right.
not listen to each other or maybe not care for each other anymore. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I love it. I absolutely love it. We have to redefine success. To
Hmm.
redefine success, we have to redefine what growth mindset
Yeah.
is and
Yeah.
what creativity is. Vivian, Vivian, Vivian.
Mila.
It's such a pleasure having you
Thank
on
you.
Rethink Culture every Wednesdays, 12 p.m. Eastern Time. Thank you for sharing the space with me. Thank you for sharing your mindset and your heart set with me. I love the heart print that you're leaving in this world. So thank you
Thank you.
for
Thank
being
you for
such.
having me. And it's always
Oh,
a pleasure to have this conversation with you. So, the thing is also with my guest speakers, I want to, especially now that we are going through a challenging time, let's see where we are, where our minds are at. Maybe in 3 months or in 4 months' time, we can definitely do rehatch our conversation to where we need to go, right? There's a lot of work that we can do, and the only way by doing that is to have these conversations and raise awareness to a sustainable world, but also sustainable people and a sustainable mindset.
Absolutely. Amen to sustainability.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you, Vivian, for coming on Rethink Culture. I look forward to following you offline and, of course, like stalking you.
You're not stalking me.
Thank you again for coming on board.
Thank you.